She tried to walk back with just some text saying, I just sent it to my friends. And then she was sending out the thirst trap, I wouldn't say nudes because she wasn't nude, but she was sending out some thirsty pictures. Her in like this, all this, sexy lingerie going on, trying to wish him a good morning. Still left on red. And I am all for what Cash Chaser was doing with that. I was like, hey, once again, if you're going to ghost somebody when they accidentally show you who they really are. That's how I was rocking with it. And we see at the end, I'm not saying I'm back on Mia's side, but what Cash Chaser did at the end of this episode was just as corny. Hey, what's going on, folks? I know it's been a while, but I am finally back, and sorry for the hiatus. Just a lot of traveling. I celebrated a milestone birthday recently. And anyway, you didn't come to hear about that. Let's talk about the latest episode of Rap Stuff. I would say the other word, but I think you can't cuss in like the first 15 to 30 seconds. I gotta brush up on the YouTube rules. But anyway, the latest episode of Rap Stuff was fire. The second season as a whole has been great. First season was really good, and I feel like it's just improved from an already good first season. This second season is better than the first, in my opinion. You get to see all the drama that's ensuing on tour, and let's get into it. They start off at the hotel, I guess on one of their tour stops, and it is horrible. It is horrible. They're staying at something called the Motel Express, and you got wet, moldy floors. You got blood under some type of area rug. There's leftover food there. It's definitely a place I wouldn't even want to send my worst enemy to send them to stay there. It was horrible. And just as a heads up, I may not go in chronological order as the show. I may just cover particular characters' storylines as I see fit. And with that said, one of the storylines of season 2 that I'm interested in the most has to be Mia. I understand Shawna is probably more of a main character than the co-star Mia, but Mia's storyline has really caught my attention this season. We definitely, if you saw the previous episode, she ends up accidentally sending, not the best text messages accidentally to Cash Chaser. A selfie with him sleeping in the bed, and her right next to her, and the text is saying "got him," and yeah, man. I wasn't rocking with Mia for that reason, of course. I thought that was, of course, very corny. Even if you are just sending it to your friends, it was still corny. And the fact that she got caught up doing that, I felt like, hey, that's what she gets. And I was rocking with Cash Chaser. I was rocking with Cash Chaser. I'm definitely not a fan of ghosting anybody. But if you're gonna ghost somebody, I would have completely understood if Cash Chaser just kept leaving her on red. And she is desperate with the text message, as you can see. He didn't respond after she tried to, walk back, the incriminating text messages as if she's like some gold digger or whatever. She tried to walk back with just some text saying, I just sent it to my friends. And then she was sending out the thirst trap, I wouldn't say nudes because she wasn't nude, but she was sending out some thirsty pictures. Her in like this, all this, sexy lingerie going on, trying to wish him a good morning. Still left on red. And I am all for what Cash Chaser was doing with that. I was like, hey, once again, if you're going to ghost somebody when they accidentally show you who they really are. That's how I was rocking with it. And we see at the end, I'm not saying I'm back on Mia's side, but what Cash Chaser did at the end of this episode was just as corny. You posting the thirst trap that she sent you on your story, talking about Bae. Granted, you covered her face, but it's still corny, man. Like, it's always been corny, but I can understand if a girl sent you some intimate pictures and you're like, I don't know, in high school or something, and you want to show people about it. Yeah, that's one thing. Still corny, but that's one thing. But you're a grown ass man, and you're a grown ass man in 2023, you know, leaking somebody's intimate photos that they sent for your eyes only. That's nasty work, man. Nasty work. But even with that said, just all throughout the middle episode, we definitely see that Mia is also bouncing back. When she bounced back with, you know, talking to Courtney, you know, this dope producer for I think he's a rapper as well, rapper or producer, one of the two. But anyway, he's very tight with AK. He's on the tour with the AK rapper or whatnot, and him and Mia have chemistry, things of that nature. And she kind of seems like, you know, maybe like two different sides of you know, gentlemen in the rap game. You got Cash Chaser. On one hand, seems kind of flashy with his money, hence the name Cash Chaser. This and the third, and then you got someone who seems like he's just as successful in the rap industry, but definitely seems like he's a little more low key with it. You know, so I like that. So yeah, she's definitely bouncing back with that. And for some random reason, she, even before the chemistry with Courtney, random reason was inviting her baby father, Lamont, to come out to LA with her one time, just so he could see how it is. So she got different moving pieces all around this season so far. We'll see how it goes, man. I thought that was dope. I can't wait to see what more developments happen with Mia's storyline throughout season 2. Let's get to the homegirl, Shawna. Shawna, I felt like, you know, she definitely shined in this episode as well. Both of them did. By far, though, my favorite part of this entire episode has to be the ether level of jabs that they're taking at their headliner rapper, Reina, who is clearly some culture vulture, appropriation type of rapper. But that was dope. You know, sometimes when I watch these episodes, I will do other things. Like, of course, I'm still paying attention. But, like, I'll do other things. Like, maybe I'll look at my cell phone just to see what's going on. Or, hell, sometimes I'll play the PS5 on mute. But nevertheless, when I heard some of the bars that they were spitting, hey, I had to stop what I was doing, run it back a few seconds, and let me give this scene my fully undivided attention. The bars was fire. It definitely felt like Shawna was more of the rapper, and well, no, Mia had some bars in there too. So yeah, I love the impromptu, you know, jabs when it comes to rap beef and things of that nature. So who doesn't like a good rap battle if you're an avid rap fan? So I thought that was extremely entertaining. We also see that she finally gets to meet AK. They hit it off as well. He's really enjoying her company. Chemistry is going great with that too. And then here comes the ever so ignorant, what's his name? Gator or Gat. He comes in and he's acting all fake and friendly, you know. But to Shawna's point, he's pretending as if Shawna was like a groupie or something instead of like a real rapper. So I do understand why she wanted to get about that scene. And spoiler alert, granted, I'm not in the music industry, but you keep hearing, but if you're a you know, hip hop fan especially, I mean, you've heard rumblings of how shady and fake certain people can be in the industry. Or I'm sure it goes the same with the movie business as well. But you definitely see the fake niceness come out of Gat when he runs into Shawna at the studio as Shawna is talking to AK. So that part was cringe. It definitely was cringeworthy. But I don't know, man. I was hoping that maybe Shawna put him in his place some way, somehow. But that's you know, that's just my mind being a little overeager. But you know, especially when he brought up, oh yeah, if you played the game right, you wouldn't have got hit with the champagne. Almost trying to justify the asshole stuff he was doing. But anyway, I like that about it. Speaking of another shady fake person, Francois definitely is showing his shady side. For one, you know, putting the women in like this raggedy motel in the first place, clearly, yes, showing more priority to Reina, which I get. She's hotter in terms of, I guess, a buzz. But you see how that fakeness can just switch in a different direction depending how the wind blows. They, the girls do a fire freestyle, calling out Reina in the process. Next thing you know, AK enjoyed it so much, he was like, "Yo, that was really dope." Blah blah blah. And who jumps in to put his nose where he doesn't belong? But Francois talking about, "Oh yeah, they my artists, man. Yeah, this and the third." Oh man, it was uncomfortable to watch. Very uncomfortable to watch. I'm glad they made their own moves when Francois left. Glad they left Francois on red, not letting them know where the studio was at. Any of that. Just let them do their own thing without Francois just trying to just bulldozer everything, So I did enjoy that. It does bring me to, I wonder what we have in store for the next episode. And of course we got the Duke of Miami. She's doing whatever to try to keep her team afloat. You gotta applaud that. She's out here breaking into cars just so they could get a nice IHOP breakfast the next morning. Yeah, I mean, granted, of course, clearly not the most ethical thing, but who wouldn't want a manager who's willing to risk it for their artists and to give them food, this and the third. But I definitely do see it being some more uncomfortable moments between the girls and Reina throughout the season. And another part, I mean, I do believe Reina kind of started it. She has a feature in Complex, and when asked about Shawna and Mia, she doesn't even mention them by name. She doesn't tag them. She simply makes it sound like she's doing charity work. Like, oh, they're just some local talent that I decided to bring along with me. So I really felt like the diss towards Reina was well warranted, especially when you think about the shade she was throwing, or the type of low-key diss she was throwing when it came to not giving Shawna and Mia any credit for real during a huge platform like Complex. So let me know what y'all think about the episode, if you agreed or disagreed with anything that I had to say. If you have any predictions for next episode, please let me know. In the meantime, glad to be back doing this. Love it or hate it. That's my opinion. That's my review. Peace.